Alright, while party leaders are filling the sheet, I will do another ping for the rest of the slots. We already have enough people if my short fast glance was correct, but just in case some people are waiting or missed the first ping.
Actually looking really good, yeah.
Yes. I can't imagine that this is the first time I have had to do a ping where I cannot say that we have healer slots left.
You're kind of caster with Q4 as a healer. We still have 2 spots left.
Yes, but... we still have some time before the actual start time, and we are almost full, only missing 4 people, so that's not bad at all. Go and grab yourself a beverage of your choice, and again, for the people who are new to join the voice chat, double check that you have everything you need, and party leaders remind your party members who are not yet in the voice chat that they can come and join it. Also, this is a good time to start thinking about if you want to be doing excellence memes. So if you are a DPS who has been here at least once, probably a few times, and you want to try excellence out, now is a good time for it. You can also ask your party leader how to do so. And I think we already have we have 1 target on the physical side for the duelist, so that is great. I am not sure what role Androck is on. Yeah, they are tanks, so we have 1 physical target at the moment. And I think that we don't have the alliance up yet, which means that could one of the party leaders put it up, since my party is not full yet. Okay, Androck is putting up the alliance, so check the thread for the password if your party is already full. Alright, so the alliance is up. The party leaders whose parties are full are able to join. The password is in the thread as usual. And I think that's... do any of the parties have a flex spot with caster on them?
Yes.
Okay. Could you ask that...
I have 2 black mages.
Yes. Could you ask both of them to take Cure 4, because we might need to shuffle things around a bit? And
Okay.
yes, thank you. Thank you, Helios. For adjusting your party already. Mm. And I will do one final.
Are you desperate for healers?
No, we are not desperate for healers.
Because I haven't healed this. It's my first time. I could switch to healer if needed.
We don't need healers. It is casters that have, like, at the moment, that we have a couple of spots open for and one flex spot. Healers we are actually all full on at this time around. So if you are in on any other job, that is perfectly fine. Stick to it.
Okay, no props.
Yes, it's not a big issue if you're missing basically one cure for once we shuffle things around a bit. We are also probably going to be shuffling things around a bit so that we have some full parties. I expect that Helios, you're probably the one who is going to be losing people, but that is after the slimes and golems. Yes, we can all take down the party finders in 1 minute once the actual start time is, and join the alliance. Same thing for everyone else, please join the alliance. I see that none of the other parties have joined it yet either. Alright, and as a final reminder, please be sure that you have everything you need. If you need to ask help in any other language, you can do that also once the alliance goes up, since we do have people who are able to speak especially French and German, but maybe other languages as well. You can take down the parties and join the alliance, by the way. And as usual, if you are missing multiple things that you should have, such as pure essences or erasers, we will unfortunately ask you to leave, since those are necessary for your survival and in general for us to have the damage that we need to clear this instance with a new group. So please check that you have everything you need now, and ask for help if you are missing something. Say no to the ready check once it goes out, but I see that still one party is missing, or 2 parties are missing in the alliance. In general, just take your time, prepare now, and we will be fine. All right, one more party, party E. If you could also join the alliance, that would be great.
Wait, I swear I did.
Uh, So, all right. All the parties are present. Can you give me the alliance lead, unless you want to queue in a moment yourself, Andra? I will do a ready check now. Press yes if you are ready. Press no if you still have to check something or are answering questions in the party chat. We have Flora, who was willing to be one of the physical excellence targets, but if someone else wants to be the other one, now is a good time to put it into the alliance chat. Okay, thank you, Yapi. That's great. So we have also one magical target who is on Seeker and Queen for any of the casters who might want to. Oh, and we have actually 2 magical targets. Yes. Take the time you need, Gildor, that's perfectly fine. Alright. Krama, do you have any preference? Which one do you want to be? Avowed or Queen? Alright. So, Flora, are you okay taking the Queen then?
Yeah.
Perfect. That means that we have all of the excellencies sorted. So if you want to be doing excellence and you are new to it, now is a good time to also check how mimics work and how you need to adjust your host for that. And Gildor, just say when your party is sorted in a way that we can do another ready check.
B should be fine now.
Alright, I will do another ready check. Please press yes if you are ready, and after which we will queue in. Alright, I will now queue us in. Please press comments button. There is going to be a cutscene once we enter. It's exactly the same as in the normal mode, and feel free to watch it if you want to.
Did we have a physical excellence like right now for the repop stuff? Because I happen to have the stuff equipped still.
I don't think we have anyone
swap
who
away.
volunteered for the pre-pop. So if you happen to have it left over from something, yes, mark yourself.
Yep.
Koharu has the excellence as a pre-pop if someone wants to try it for the Seeker. Koharu is also the one who is going to be calling the Seeker, so feel free to give him very nasty skips with it.
No. You know you're gonna have to clean up if I mess up my calls.
Yes. Once you are out of the cutscene, please use your Pure Essence, your Re-Racer, as well as whatever actions you should have at the start. Do not touch the glowing pads yet. They are teleporters and we don't want to get teleported away. There is no return button. Refill your holster with everything you need from the cache that is marked with the sign 1. And after that, parties A, B, and C come and stand on the A way mark, parties D, E, and F on the D way mark, and party leaders, please double check that your party members have everything they should have. Also, once you have counted the way mark, it's a good practice to open your Lost Finds holster and check that you actually press the confirm button, because it is far too easy to forget. Party leaders, please put it in the Yell chat once your party seems to be okay. Right, so A, C, and E are ready. E, okay, B and E still. So what is going to happen next is that we are going to be splitting into two groups. Parties A, B, and C are going to go and do the Slimes encounter, and parties D, E, and F are going to go and do the Golems encounter. For the Golems encounter, we are going to have Koharu taking over, and for the Slimes I will deal with that. Just checking one thing. All right. That means that all the parties should be approximately ready. So parties A, B, and C, we are going to be staying in this voice chat. Parties D, E, and F jump down one voice chat where Koharu is going as well. So the golems chat. And party lead, everyone on the slime side, once your party leader says that you can jump over, we can jump on the A side. And yes. So, as I see that we already have the waymarks here, which is great. Yes, if you already know where you are going, please go and stand on the waymark, but otherwise I will just check in a moment. I see that we are seeing that trapping is happening, which is great. You trap in this location by going to the corners and of the rooms here and pressing the lost perception if you are a tank assigned to that role. Alright, so both traps are south. Let's start with that then. Interesting. Alright, Clive, since I see that you have the Lost Perception equipped, you are also going to be tanking in room number 2. That means that you can when you are going inside, you can go to the doorway of the room 2, and you can click on the perception. Virtuala, if you start with the room number 1 and then back up the room number 2 if still needed, since the tank there is first timer, that would be great. For the room assignments, we have first Seiya in room number 1. I am going to be shuffling around the healers a bit to not have a first timer tank with the first time healer. So if we could Clyde, I think that you are not a first timer, at least you are not marked as one. So if you can single target heal Seiya in room number 1, that would be great. You can go and stand on the waymark already. I know that they are not in your party, but since just to avoid having multiple first timers assigned to one. Virtuala, I think that you are assigned to the northern end of the hallway in any case, so you kind of, that's not going to be an issue. Someone else is able to hold that perfectly fine before you get there. I'm just going to be shuffling things around a bit because we are missing something and we still kind of want to have all the roles covered. So just let's go with, so we have Seiya already in the first room. I was supposed to be putting Clyde there, but if Linoren, if you know, are sure what you are doing, that's also kind of fine. In that case, Clyde, just stay in the south and back it up. Yes, Mirtuala, that is trapping for you. So you trap and then you go north where you are supposed to go. We then have in room 2, it should be Clive together with June as healer. That should be fine. In room 3, we should have Low together with Sarith. And in room 4, I am with Mars, so that should be perfectly fine as well. North North healer should be Sana, and South healer should be Clyde. And we don't have a tank in the southern end of the hallway, but that's perfectly fine. The DPS are able to handle it. For the DPS, pulling red slimes from the rooms. Aliesta, you should go to the room number 1. Haku, room number 2. Flora, room number 3. And I will need to pick up... I will steal ERP for room number 4, because we don't have a caster or other ranged in this party. So if that is fine with you. That means that in the northern end of the hallway there are going to be Vaeri, Freya, Vetric and Ton. And in the southern end of the hallway is going to be ERP. It's going to be Helios, Gildor and Dahlia. That should be fine. Is everyone aware where they are going, or does someone want some clarification? I'm sorry, there was a bit of adjusting happening, so it's might need some clarification. So what we are going to be doing here on the slime side, now that I assigned everyone and forgot to start explaining, we are going to be room 2 is going to be the southeast, so it is going to be the first room on the right. So what we are going to be doing is that once we open the door, there are going to be slimes spawning. We need to pick up green slimes, merge them into bigger green slimes, and have those big slimes explode in all of the rooms on the glowing platforms at the same time. To make this happen, we have assigned tanks and healers to all of the rooms. All of the tanks you can also mark yourself with numbers 1 to 4 according to your room number. So Saya if you mark yourself as 1 and so on. Clive 2 and Low 3 and Mars 4. So you will, in this numerical order, pick up one wave of 3 green slimes that spawn in the hallway. So Saya is picking up first 3 green slimes and is going to bring them to room number 1, so the southwestern room. Clive is going to pick up the second 3 green slimes and is going to bring them to room 2. And Low is picking up the 3rd wave and Mars the 4th wave. After you have done that as a tank, your only job is to ensure that all of the slimes remain at the center of the green platform in your room. You will then wait for your healer to bring you more slimes, and you will pick those slimes off from your healer with a ranged attack. For healers, once all the tanks have picked up a wave, I will call for you to start feeding. That means that we will all, as healers, pick up 1 extra green slime at a time from the hallway, since they keep spawning. And we will just bring it to the doorway of our room, where the tank is able to use the ranged attack to pick it off from us. After they do that, we will do it again. And after that, we notice that the big slime has a buff that has 4 stacks on it. You should put something into the Yell chat, either as a tank or healer or anyone who notices in the room, that your room is at 4 stacks. So something like 2 at 4, 3 at 4, and so on. And once all the rooms are ready, I will call for the healers to pick up 1 final slime and take it to the corner of their room. Once all the healers have that final slime and they are holding it, the tanks need to wait till I call for you to provoke on countdown from 3 to 0. And if the tanks provoke at the exact same time, the slimes merge at the same time and finally explode at the same time. Now, for the DPS, what you are going to be doing, if you are assigned to a room, you are keeping an eye on your room all the time, and whenever you see a red slime spawning in there, you need to attack it as soon as possible. It will tether to you, and you will pull it away from the room to the northern or southern end of the hallway, whichever is closer to you. So people on rooms 3 and 4 pull it to the northern end, people in rooms 1 and 2 bring it to the southern end. And there you can kill it with all the people who are waiting for it over there. There are also some ads spawning at the southern and northern end of the hallway that need to be killed, so just be ready to do that as well. If you see the red slimes trying to merge, interrupt, and try to stick close to the northern and southern end of the hallway because you don't want to pull any extra green slimes that wander around. Finally, there are some traps. The traps are in the southern rooms as well as at the middle of the hallway. So Mirtwala is going to check the room number 1 first, and then is going to go to the northern end of the hallway. So be extra careful, do not run north before you see that the trap has been found. Clive, the trap is either right in front of the door or right behind the platform. So when you go to your room, you can use your perception the moment you are at the doorway and once you are standing on the green platform. Do not auto-run, take your time, and just don't touch the trap at all. Don't stand on it, avoid it. You are able to just keep the green slimes on the platform without going into the trap. If you have any questions, ask. Otherwise, I think we can do ready checks in all of the parties. Oh! Oh shit, this... That's a misclick. Yes. Ah, that was scary. Yes, okay, we are ready. We are ready. Well, party B still. The problem is trying to kind of like actually say to the other party as well that we are not going to be going is a mistake. But at least I think that everyone is awake now. Yes. Okay, is party B ready? Okay, B is ready. Okay. And we are getting. Okay. And actually a countdown and not 7 seconds. It is not 7 seconds because I don't want to do a 7-second countdown here. Also, as a reminder, you do not need to use your actions here. This is an organization check. So, tank number 1, you can pick up your 3 green slimes. Red slimes are spawning, pick them up. Tank number 2, get ready to pick up your green slimes. Tank number 2, pick up your green slimes and take them to your room. Don't touch the green slimes on the northern end. Let those green slimes go. They should be going with the tank number 2. Tank number 3, pick up your green slimes. Okay. Kill this 1 green slime that I have on me now, since that apparently happened. And tank number 4, Clive, just go to your room. Go to your room. We will sort it out. Tank number 4, go to your room. Red slime spawning, keep an eye on the red slimes. Kill the red slimes. Okay. Red slimes are spawning. Healers, get ready and start feeding your tanks. Keep an eye on the stacks on all of the rooms, because I noticed that there is some rooms where you might need to feed more. So feed 2 slimes to your tanks, and after that check what the situation is like. Red slimes are spawning, keep an eye on the red slimes. Okay. Okay.
Someone needs to get my small slime away. This is one merged in the hallway and went in.
Alright, it's
Oh no, it's done.
okay. It's a rupture.
Yeah.
Shield up. We can try to recover, but I don't know if that's going to happen. That means that we need to bring up more slimes to that room at the same time. All the other rooms hold the slimes as they are. So, alright, pick up as many slimes as you... pick up 3 slimes from the hallway, or 4 slimes from the hallway at the same time. No one else get close to the green slimes. Okay, this is a vibe. There is a rupture also in other room. We are not going to be making this. Everyone, we can gather around the traps. Gather around trap in the hallway. Yeah. So this is the reason why we should have everyone with the extra pure essences and re-razors, because slimes and golems take a bit of time to get. And yes, if you're still alive, go and poke the red slime, or just wait for in the AoE. There is also 1 poison trap left that you can get into. Yes, leave the instance, but not the party. We will do a bit of adjustment, and then we will... Oh, bit of adjustment once for the assignments, and then we will... It should be fine.
I'm sorry, what happened there was they brought 2. I evoked 1 and arranged the other, but the one I evoked fused and went for me, so it fused into a rupture immediately.
Yeah. So, in general, try to only bring 1 green slime at a time, and try to hold them at the corner or near the doorway, so that they don't accidentally get too close to the tank when they are fusing. But that happens. It's fine. And now, by the way, if you were missing on the pure essence, please go and get one. You have about... Since we are going to go in and we need those things. They are not overrated. The essences are really necessary for survivability and in general for fairness, since everyone else is bringing a lot of resources. So it's not really cool to not do that. Alright, I will do another ready check. If you are kind of sure if you're sure of that you now have what you need, and if you kind of know what you need to do, please say yes. If you are not sure of what you need to be doing, if something is unclear, something you didn't see what happened, or you didn't see if you did something correctly or not, ask. We are adjusting the assignments a bit, and then we are going to go. Alright. All the people who answered no are on this side, so yes, if Lo and Linoren, you can also say when you are ready. That would be great. Alright. So, Lo, say when you are ready. Hello. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, everyone said they are ready, so let's try. To enter, please press comments. We need to use another eraser and another pure essence now once we enter. After that, go back to your cache and refill it. It's far too easy to forget to refill it after we are reinstancing. And again, Lost Find cache is right in front of us, and we are then going to go to the waymarks where the party leaders are checking things again. So, on our side, there was a bit of things that happened a bit fast and 2 ruptures. So how we are going to be sorting that out is that we are going to be having... Okay. Yes. The resistance appraiser is first of all marked with the square. It's right in near the waymark D. So please appraise whatever fragments you needed to appraise to get the pure essences that you needed by talking to the appraiser. So appraiser is over here. Perfect. Much better. Yes. So what we are going to be doing is, Clive, if you can stay tanking the ads at the southern end of the hallway, so you are keeping an eye on the situation over there, and you are ensuring that there is at least not ads running wild. And Mirtwala is going to go to the room number 2. That means that the northern end of the hallway is going to be without a tank, but I can at least see that side a bit better, which I think is going to be okay. So both of you need the stances on again, but Clive, your job is to hug the doorway and kill the red slimes that are being brought to you, and keep an eye on the ads that are spawning and tank those. For the other assignment swap that I think that, well, I don't think we actually need to swap it, but just as a general notice for all of the healers, keep an eye on when you're bringing the green slimes to your tanks. Stay near the doorway of your room. You can stay at the corner inside the room, but don't go near the tank itself so that they are having an easier time picking up one slime from you, and only try to pick up one extra slime. I know that the room 2 is kind of going as it wants. We can jump if Parides says that's all. Alright. So let's see what the trap situation is like first of all. Okay, so both of them are north. Yeah, that means that Helios is going to be doing that, and I mean, in that case, ERP and Helios can you swap around, so Helios is going north and taking care of room number 4. Red slime after trapping, and ERP is going south and just killing stuff there. Great. And yes, everyone else kind of tried to do the same thing that you did before. We had good control of the red slimes, those were not an issue at all, and the ads I think are going to be fine as well. And yes, Clive staying south, you don't need to go all the way to north, and Mirtwala staying south as well. Yeah, that should be about it. We can do ready checks. If you have any questions, ask. Otherwise, we should be fine. Just focus on what specifically you need to do and do one thing at a time. We are not in that much of a rush here. Yes. Thanks. Check that you have your stances on. You are going to need them. Though I think that was an issue that happened on the other side. Yes. Party B. When you are ready, remember to write something. Right. We are going to go. This time around, the traps are middle of the hallway and north. So again, do not go north until you can see that the hallway trap has been found. But tanks 1 and 2, you are able to pick up your slimes when you can. And people in the northern and southern end of the hallway stay at the ends. Tank number 1, pick up 3 green slimes and take them to your room. Red slimes are spawning, so we can start picking them up. Stay all the way to the northern and southern end of the hallway if you are in the hallway. Tank number 2 is picking up their slimes. Tank number 3, get ready. Red slimes are spawning, keep an eye on them, and pick them up. And tank number 4 is picking up slimes once they spawn. Keep an eye on red slimes in the rooms if you are assigned to that. Healers, we can start picking up green slimes. Pick up 1 green slime at a time from the hallway. Only 1. If there are none there, wait till they respawn. They come in waves of 3, so it can happen. Red slimes. And once you have brought 2 slimes to your tank,
Someone
wait.
needs to grab a green slime
Yes.
out of room.
Which room? 3 or 1? Keep an eye on extra green slimes in rooms and try to pick them up if you see any. Red slimes are spawning still, pick them up in all of the rooms. And I see that northern rooms are both ready. So 1. And what is the 2 situation? 2 is ready. Okay. Once they fuse. Healers, we can pick up 1 extra green slime. Northern end, kill the one that is in north. Tanks, do not touch this slime yet. Just pick it up. Let healers have it. Is that fuse with? Interesting. Okay. Yeah. Alright. Tanks on the countdown from 3 to 0. I will call for you to provoke. So 3, 2, 1, provoke. What? Wasn't 2 ready? Yeah. Everyone go north. Avoid the trap, but don't care about the slimes anymore. Go north. Go north and follow the people to the corner. Let's see. Someone is saying that one is not on the platform, but let's see. Yeah, they are all glowing, so it should be fine. So we need to call Rupture. So everyone just come to the end of the hallway and keep killing what is being brought to us. Or what is following us. Perfect. We have 1 dead person, so do not jump away if you're a healer. That was very interesting way of solving the situation, but I am so proud of you to actually managing that, because that's not usually that easy. Alright, if someone else can use the stack. Alright, if you are not a healer, you can jump. There is not really much you can do here. Healers, please stay behind and try to raise that 1 person.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I saw too many slimes go into room 2 there and I couldn't really do anything.
Yeah. I had very bad visibility there because I was in northern rooms, but I'm happy that you people had better views and managed to fix it. Alright, everyone is up. Yeah. The slimes do that kind of thing time to time. That is always the kind of
Yeah, slimes.
Yes. But everyone is up now, which is great. And turn off your stances. And I will now give the stage to Koharu, who is going to be doing this part.
Right. Hi everyone. The half that hasn't heard much of me yet. I'm Koharu. I'm going to be leading you through Genesis real quick. But first, we're going to go over a couple of things in general for DRS. First up, as you might have noticed, there is a Resurrection Restricted debuff in here, so that means we cannot res normally. Resing only works for us via the Lost the Rise spell that is cast by healers. That spell has a 10% chance to proc on you. So if you die by any chance, please stay at your keyboard. You will not get a prompt, unlike when you regularly get rest. You will just straight up stand up and be in your 5-second invulnerability time. So if you get rest, immediately run out of any danger and then pop another Re-Raiser. Re-Raiser is the other way we can revive people, or they can revive themselves. It has a 70% chance to proc and just get you straight up. So whenever you die, just back up, immediately get out of danger, and then pop another Re-Raiser. This is very important. Next up, just a quick rundown of abilities for the run. In general, you want to pop your Lost Font of Power or Magic every 2 minutes, along with whatever else you have brought along. In most cases, that is a banner. But there are some special abilities we have along. For physical ranged, there should be one physical range in each party that has Lost Dervish. Lost Dervish is a straight-up DPS buff for the entire party, so you just want to pop it on cooldown to have it active whenever possible. There will also be 2 players with Lost Rend. Lost Rend is a debuff on the boss, that is also another DPS increase. The 2 players with Lost Rend should be Gildor and Tiny. Gildor will be doing the first Lost Rend and Tiny the second Lost Rend. So Gildor will just pop it on immediately on pull, and Tiny after the first one has worn off, and then you just pop it on cooldown. Though from what you said, you both know what you're doing. Next up, Cure 4. Every party, well, most parties should have a caster with Cure 4. Cure 4 is the strongest heal we have in here. Like, not one spell of a healer can compare to a Cure 4, besides a Benediction maybe, in terms of healing amount. So the casters want to use Cure 4 liberally to help out with rate-wide damage, especially in the later fights. And additionally, Cure 4 also gives a bravery buff. If you've never played a caster before, you can pop Cure 4 once to just see what it does. It applies a minute-long bravery to your entire party, or everybody hit. So you want to also use that at least once a minute, and as I said, to help out healing rate-wides. That should be it. Limit breaks, right. Limit breaks in here. The only limit break that is really useful for us is Healer Limit Break, because Healer Limit Break 3 is the only other way we can get people up. So we don't ever want to see any DPS LBs or tank LBs, they just are not worth it, especially DPS LBs. You usually do more DPS in your rotation just by default than you would gain from the LB. Healer Limit Breaks will only be cast when the raid lead is calling for it, because you could possibly blind us by casting it at an inopportune time, causing us to miss out on callouts, and that would be very fatal if we kill half the party with a healer LB. Yes. Otherwise, we can, if people could quickly help out to resolve the chain order, and I don't see any ninjas anyways. Chain order, meaning the order for Lost Stratagem, is gonna be Linorum first, Felix second, Null third. I don't see any other scholars unless they are not flagged properly. B has a ninja, okay. If that's the only ninja, then that is fine. You can just pop Mug on pull. Yeah, please help out with resolving the chain stratagem then. kind of troublesome to figure out who's
Uh,
not flagged properly.
Well, it should be according to the list. It should be Linorem first, Sarith second, Felix third,
Like third,
Null
Null fourth,
and whoever is not marked in the party F is going to be the fifth.
that was my issue. Did not know who was the scholars.
Yeah.
All right. And in that case, we have Daria. I think you are the ninja in B Gildor mentioned.
Andrea is the Cure 4 healer
Yes.
that needs to be invited.
Yes,
Who's-
I invited them.
Who am I inviting? Or nobody?
Which party were you?
E.
E. Yeah, I will sort it out in a bit, but let's go ahead and do this one first.
Yeah, one last thing. The entire raid, we have a thrice come ruin or twice come ruin debuff. So if you fail a mechanic, you will get a stack of thrice or twice come ruin. Meaning once you hit the appropriate amount of stacks, you will just straight up die from a doom effect. So it is paramount that you focus on resolving mechanics first and not on DPS, especially if you're not comfortable or like very experienced. It is fine to drop a bit of DPS. We should be plenty fine with the people we have at the moment. And that should be about it for the general explanations. So now we go over to Trinity Seeker. Trinity Seeker is the first major boss we have in front of us. He does mostly the same stuff as he does in normal, but a lot faster, and he's mixing up some of the mechanics he uses. First and foremost will be the swords. He will do 4 half-arena cleaves, and we need to dodge these cleaves. Unlike in normal mode, these cleaves are extremely fast, so you need to be very on point with your dodging. I will be calling out the order in which we will be dodging by the number markers. So, for example, I will be calling out 1, 2, cross to 4, 3. Which means you will be starting near on the one side of the boss. That is always close to the boss. You don't have enough time to stand on the marker actually. We start near in the one direction, move over to 2, then would cross over to 4, and lastly shift to 3. That is just one order. I will be calling them out each time they happen. Sword phase usually gets mixed up with other mechanics. The first one will be the orb and flower mechanic. If you've recently done the Juno raid, you might actually have seen that mechanic in the heroes fight. It also appears there, where there's going to be an ice grid, an orb where you need to look away from, and a giant or a small flower AoE that will grow into a giant AoE later on. I will be calling out from which direction to look away from and from where to run from. So it will be look away from 1, run away from 4. The AoE will cleave roughly half the arena, so you really need to go far for that. Next up, we would be getting something like fire chains. These I will just explain on the fly. Then we have Standard Stone. Standard Stone will mean you can see the arena is segmented into rings of blue tiles or sand. The boss will make one of these 2 grounds unsafe. I will be calling out the safe area, so blue tiles are safe or yellow sand is unsafe. Yeah, gotta look at that later, chat. Sorry. Chat. Yeah, that will also later be combined with the sword phase again, so just be aware of that for now. And lastly, did I miss anything relevant to explain on the, beforehand?
Not really.
Don't think so. Alright, there will be a lot more mechanics, but I will be calling those on the fly because they don't really need to be explained beforehand. Do we have anybody who wants to main tank? I can see one person who certainly is qualified standing up front. Three, 2, 1. Androck, you are main tank. You can turn on your tank stance. In general, you want to avoid the danger Dorito, the main tank for this fight. You just want to be behind the boss. That should be a default position. Chichi, can you put the marker on you, considering I'm a Lalafell?
Of course.
If you don't know where to go, you can generally assume that the circle is in a safe spot. I'm not putting that on myself because people complain that on Lalafell they can't see that marker. So yeah, that is about it. Then we can do ready checks.
Can I first,
Yeah,
for the
sorry.
rejects,
Yeah.
ask you and Helios to pick up the 2 people who are leaving party E, so that you have full parties.
Anybody specific or just?
It should be Trifane and Kagura who are free, so pick up whichever was not picked up yet. So Kagura apparently is.
Oh yeah.
Yes, and Trifane is the other one. So Helios, if you can pick up the other one, that's great. This is only so that we get the LP3s also on the parties with the newbies.
All right. I think Helios has picked up their person. I've picked up mine. Then we can do ready checks again. This time for real. If there's any unclarities, please feel free to just say no. We would rather explain a bit more than have people die unnecessarily. And as Jetfer says, food and potions work, so you can just pop food. It gives some more extra HP and stats.
Yes. Could the person in Helios's party give Helios party lead so that they can do the inviting?
Oh, okay. I thought they had that.
Sectifane, we are. The party lead doesn't have the party lead because of the game doesn't always set it up, so just a moment. Okay, so A is full. Is everyone in the party now?
Looking good. I can't see anybody in the adventurer list, so we should be fine.
Yes. Okay.
Alright, we had B, D, E, F. So just waiting for C and A to do their ready check. And yes, please accept invites if you get them. He's ready. Just waiting for a party to confirm. Alright, everybody's ready. Androck, on your countdown. Thanks, please double check that you have turned off your tank stance unless you are Androck. And we pop. Alright, we are starting this fight with a red white. So heal, shield, and mitigate. Before we go into the first swords phase. Spawning momentarily. We are dodging 1 3, 2, 4. 1, 3, 2, 4. So start on 1. Cross to 3. To 2. To 4. Look away from 4. Get away from 1. Dodge the ice. Get away from 1. Get away from 1. Get away. Right, and then everybody into the hitbox. Everybody into the hitbox of the boss. In front or behind is also safe, but everybody get into the hitbox. And then everybody make sure to stand behind the boss. There's going to be some tank busters, and Rocket knows how to resolve those. But we don't want to stand with him. Go. Next up, we are going to wait until the chains appear, then break the fire chains and get behind, get in front of any barrier. Get in front of any barrier. Get back to the boss. Get back to the boss and stand in line. Next up are Ifrit dashes, so we are going to go to 4. Go to 4. South of 4. And we follow the dashes. And we get behind the barrier on 1, get on to A, get to A. Then we get back to the boss and stack in a line, stack towards 1 on a group in a group. That's gonna be a line area that we soak. And then we stay stacked up. Just stay here. We're gonna bait 3 orange lines. Once they appear, dodge out of them. Dodge out of the orange. And then we're gonna do standard tiles. Get onto blue tiles. Get onto blue tiles. Keep on attacking the boss. We're gonna see Earthshakers maybe? No. Yes. Maybe?
Yes.
Okay, if you get an Earthshaker marker, bring it away from the group, get on sand, get onto sand. And bring the Earthshaker markers away from the group. One more out of this. If you have an Earthshaker, bring it away from the group, be on tiles, be on blue tiles. Sorry, did not expect that to happen. Dodge the orange. Dodge the orange. And then the intercardinal of the boss. 3 and any number markers should be safe, but the intercardinal. Then we get close to the boss again. Next up we're gonna see another round of Ifrit dashes before we go into swords phase again. We're gonna head to 4 again, head to 4, head all the way to the barrier on 4. And we are going to dodge 2, 3, 4, 1. 2, 3, 4, 1. Start on the 2 side, start on the 2 side. Dodge to 3, 4, and 1. Dodge the ice, look away from 4, get away from 3. Look away from 4, get away from 3. Get away from 3. Get away, get away, get away. Wait until the fire chains have appeared and then break them. You might have to run very far. Please break them. We're gonna see, get into the boss hitbox. Get into the hitbox, get into the... No, wait. Get away from Endrock, get away from Endrock. There could be another tank buster. And then we're gonna see swords again, but this time with sand tiles. It matters where you stand for the sand tiles on the first sword swing and on the fourth. We're gonna dodge 1, 3, 2, 4. Be on 1 and be on sand. Be on sand. Dodge to 3. To 2. And to 4, be on tile. The middle is tile. The middle is also tile. And one more round. Be on sand again. Be on sand, be on sand, be on sand. Look away from 4. Look away from 4, get away from 3. Look away from 4, get away from 3. Dodge the ice, then dodge the orange. And now we continue on the boss. Get into the hitbox, this time for real. Get into the hitbox. Into the hitbox. To the hitbox. Or behind or in front of him. And then please kill him now. We don't want to see the next mechanic. Next mechanic would be very painful. There we go. Alright, please do not run ahead. There's traps up ahead. Healers, start raising the people in the arena. If you are raising somebody, just make sure you stand on them, so we don't have multiple people trying to raise one person. I'm seeing that people are already scouting up ahead, that is very good. The rest of the people who are not healing can already start moving up ahead. Please be mindful of the traps. Popping them now would be very unfortunate. Okay, that is one quick duel, but Ton knows what they are doing. You can ignore that message.
Healers only cast one at a time at each of the... So don't cast if you see that someone else is casting.
Yes. That is why we stand on people, so you don't start trying to race with multiple people. Otherwise you might waste the cost. Just stand on the person, use your stack of arises, and if you didn't make it, just get off and let somebody else try before popping another set.
One more to go.
10%. Oh yeah,
Okay.
right, the person.
Now one more to go. Okay, now
Yeah,
everyone is
no,
up.
we got everybody. Alright, moving up ahead. I'm just gonna keep talking, considering I'm also doing the trash fights. Considering Ton already pulled, we will probably be fine to just have rage checks at that time. Alright, next up is Dahu. Dahu is a trash fight, so we have no enrage timer on this one. You can just pop your actions once in the beginning on pull. We should not need a second time, maybe, but I'm gonna call that out as it comes. For Dahu, he will be starting off by dropping a bunch of orange AoEs on us. If you are a caster, ranged healer, please try to stay out of melee range to give the melees more space to dodge. After a couple of orange AoEs, he will be facing in a random direction and dash into the wall there. That dash is not indicated by anything else but the boss turning, so you need to actually watch the boss himself. It is also rather quick, so I can't call that out for you for sure. He will then turn around again on the edge and dash to the opposite side of the arena. This time you want to dodge this dash, but also generally start walking in the same direction as he's dashing, because he will then turn around and do a conal breath attack across the arena, where only the edges near him will be safe. So dodge the orange in the beginning, then dodge the first dash, dodge the second dash, and follow him to the edge of the arena there. That means the duelist has succeeded. That message in the chat, we can mostly ignore that. After he's done his breath attack, he will be pulled back into the middle, and a bunch of lions will be spawning on the edge. These lions are indestructible and will be doing more orange AoEs, so more dodging. After one set of AoEs, 4 people will get limit cut or number markers over their head, like 1, 2, 3, or 4 dots. These dots, if you get a marker, please move to the edge of the arena onto one of the ads, preferably the same ad as the number markers on the side, but if you can't make it to the number marker, any ad on the edge will do. You will get a small fireball on you that will kill one of the ads. After we've done the 4 fireballs, the boss will do something we call slappies. That is a huge half arena cleave where max casting range will be barely safe. After the half arena cleave, we will be doing a second one quickly afterwards on this other side. As a melee, you get close to the edge of the first AoE, and once it disappears, you dodge into it to avoid the second AoE. After this and a bunch more orange AoEs, the boss will do a unavoidable knockback, where you need to align yourself with one of the safe spots the people with the fireballs have created for us earlier, and get knocked there. After you've been knocked back and the stun has worn off, you will be running back to the boss, because he will be doing 4 quarter arena cleaves again, rotating around the arena 5 times in total. So we dodge those by following his rotation and avoiding the AoEs. Afterwards, the boss will be spawning another set of ads, this time tethered to the main tank and attacking them. We may or may not kill them, depending on the boss HP. And that is about it. Rage checks, please. We have A, B, C, D ready. F is ready, just waiting on E. E party. Oh, there we go. Alright, Androck, on your mark. Four, 3, 2, 1, and go. First up, there's a bunch of AoEs. If you're a caster or healer or ranged, please stay away. Give the melee some space to dodge. Dodge the orange, dodge the orange. Dodge more orange. And another set of orange. More orange. Boss is turning, boss is dashing north. Avoid the first dash, avoid the second dash, and follow him. Avoid the AoE. Try to rescue people if they can't make it. And we go back to the middle. Next up, one set of AoEs before we get the number markers appearing. There's the AoEs. Alright, number markers. If you get a number marker over your head, bring it to the number marker on the edge, or any ad if you can't make it to that one. Couple dead, that is enough. Dodge the first hit, and dodge into it. Dodge into the first hit. Perfect. Alright, knockback. Align yourself with any safe spot. Align yourself with any free spot on the edge. And get back to the boss. We will be following his rotation clockwise. Get to his left. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Alright, then we DPS the boss again, and we are gonna kill the ads. I don't feel trying that. So, let the ads come to the main tank and then start killing them as they arrive. Please make sure to kill them properly. They do gain a damage stack. Keep Androck alive. He will be taking a lot of damage. The ads, and then we kill the boss. Another set of ads on the side. because really. Dodgy Oran, mind. Alright, pick up your chest and then we are gonna go ahead and
Yes, I can take over from here. So
Okay.
before you jump, double check that you actually picked up the coffers, because you cannot come back to the start once you take this teleporter down. So if you missed out on the coffer after the first boss, now is the time to go back and get it. After that, next we are going to get to the Queen's Guard. First of all, Queen's Guard is the reason why all of us healers have Spellforge and Steel Sting. And now is the time to equip one of those. If you didn't yet, check that you have different one than your co-healer. And you can already look at the DRS chat, because the bot images are pretty useful for this one. So, during the first phase, when we are going to need the Spellforge and Steel Sting, the bosses are going to make themselves almost invulnerable to either magical or physical damage. That means that we need to cast Spellforge to make everyone do magical damage, or Steel Sting to make everyone do physical damage. We already pre-cast it so that people can easily just click it off, or use the macro also in the DRS chat to click off the wrong buff if that is not needed, and it saves some healer time during the combat. So when the countdown starts as a healer, you can cast Spellforge on all of the physical damage dealers in your party. If you have a Steel Sting, you can cast it on all the magical damage dealers. Remember to include yourself as healers, and also remember the tanks on that. And finally, there are some hybrid jobs that can start with either Spellforge or Steel Sting, but they cannot just click off the wrong kind of buff because they naturally do both kinds of damage. So you need to be ready to give them the right buff during combat anyhow. Similarly, if someone dies during the first phase of the fight and races, you need to recast Spellforge or Steel Sting on them. And we also need to cast Spellforge and Steel Sting during combat if we have someone who is not clicking off the wrong buff, just because they are pretty much doing no damage if they have the wrong buff on during the combat. So that is a healer's job. Now for the other parts of this fight, we need 2 tanks for this, and it is usually the tanks in parties A and D. So it should be Myrtuala for the tank number 1 and Koharu for tank number 2. If that is okay with both of you, you can mark yourself. Androk is having some time off for this one. Is that okay? So mark yourself with 1 and 2, Myrtuala and Koharu, if that is okay. If Koharu didn't go yet to the other voice chat. If he did, please someone in his party mark him as 2. Oh, I will actually do
the
it.
other voice chat, yeah.
Yes, I will mark him with 2. He will know what it means, hopefully. Or not. Yes. And Myrtuala should be in this voice chat, so if you can mark yourself as 1, if that's okay with you. So as tank number 1, you are going to pick up the ads that are spawning on the left side of the arena from where we are looking at them. And for the first one, you are keeping it at the center, facing north, and for the second one, you are taking it all the way to the edge on the side of D. There really isn't that much else to it. Since I don't... yes. If you don't want to do it, someone else is pretty much able to do it. Androk already took over, so that's perfectly fine. Yes. Now, let's see about the other parts of this. So, once we start the fight, we will first AoE down all 4 of the bosses. They will do about 2 raid wights and disappear. Then we will get 2 of them back. First, it's going to be Warrior and Knight, and at that point, healers start looking at the Spellforge and Steel Sting buffs on people, since they will do a cast, and I will call out which we need. If I call that we are going to need Spellforge, anyone who has a yellow buff on you you can click it off, or you can use the macro in the DRS chat to safely remove it, so you don't accidentally click off something else. If I call that we need Steel Sting, you can remove the purple buff you might have on you. And healers, keep an eye on the situation in your party so that everyone is doing the correct type of damage. For the first phase, on that part, we are going to see two big mechanics. First is going to be the bombs. The bombs can have their gravity reversed, and we as players can have up gravity reversed. So you need to check if you have a debuff and then follow the call out of going either to small or big bomb. Do not explode at the same time as the bomb does. This has two variations. The first and easy one is where the knight jumps straight to the center of the arena and makes a huge AoE. We can just pre-position on the edge, on the big bomb or small bomb depending on which we need. And as long as we are all the way to the edge of the arena, we are safe from that huge AoE. The harder version is where the knight jumps to the outside of the arena on random side, and then dashes to the opposite side, causing an AoE where he lands and knocking us back from the middle of the arena. To solve this, we need to start by being in the center of the arena, and we need to aim our knockback away from where the knight will land, but towards either small or big bomb depending on which one we need. So if we have a debuff, we might need small bomb or big bomb, but I will call it out which one you need to go to. The second bot image shows how this more difficult version kind of looks like, so if it's a bit hard to comprehend just from explanation, look at the image. So just do your best, and you can try to look at where I'm going to go, since I'm probably going to get knocked in the generally safest direction. For the second big mechanic, there is going to be some wind and gravity puddles, where the whole arena is covered by green and purple puddles, and we need to stand in either one depending on if we have a debuff or not. If we have a debuff, we will go to the green wind puddles, and if we have no debuff, we will go to the purple gravity ones. Immediately after, use your sprint and run to the center of the arena. The knight will hit 3 sides of the arena from him, and we need to be either very close to him inside his hitbox or far away from him in the one remaining quadrant which is safe. So use the sprint to get to the center fast and then adjust to the far or close call. In between these mechanics, the warrior is going to need to be dispelled. So after bombs and after the puddles, the warrior on the eastern side of the arena needs to be dispelled. So could I have a dispel check? If you are a healer who has dispel equipped, please put something into the yell chat. All right, that's at least a couple. I will also try to kind of see if I can. Yes. So I will try to call it out, but basically after both big mechanics, just focus target on the eastern one, and if you see that it has a buff on it, it's casting boost on itself, dispel. After we kill these two, and they need to die at the same time, we will get the second two bosses back. So we are going to get Gunner, who is tanked at the center, and Soldier, who is tanked at the western end of the arena. For the Gunner, he's going to do a turret kind of mechanic, which is similar to the Ivalice race if you did the Mustadium fight over there, where you will get a glowy circle around you with one open side. There are going to be some exploding fire frogs, so first you will need to go to the safe spot from them. I will call out where that safe spot is, and once you are at the safe spot, you will need to turn your open side towards the Gunner in the center of the arena. Immediately after his shot goes off, you will then need to turn your open side towards any of the turrets that are shooting in lines from both sides of the arena. The second big mechanic of this phase is the turret adds, so we need to have some tanks taking those adds. Let's see who it should be. It should be okay. Zephyr, you have other things, so you kind of are not going to be doing that part because you are going to be busy anyhow. Yes. So Mirtuala, if you can take the first one, and if you can take the left one, and Emilia, if you can take the right one, that would be great. Oh, Mari actually, because Emilia is in the other voice chat, I think. So Mari, if you can take the eastern one. Yes. And yes, you just invuln if you see that the sniper shot is about to go off. So you just otherwise tank it, take the aggro, and invuln if needed. Everyone else burst down the turret as soon as they spawn. Finally, we will see the last phase, and the last image in the DRS chat is very important for the healers in that phase. Yes, wiggle around a bit for the AFK kick timer. The last image shows where the reflect orbs are going to be. This is why all of us should have some light curtains in our holster, and we can already track them to the hotbar because they are items and you can use them mid-combat, same as potions. So check out the map, try to remember what your party letter is, and if you are the healer 1 or healer 2, you can have the discussion now in your party chat, or party leader can answer it if you... Yeah. And party leader can help you out if you're not sure if you are which healer you are. Find the spot where you are going to be reflecting. So if you are, for example, healer 1 in party A, you are taking spot A1. If you are healer 2 in party A, you are taking spot A2, and so on. You will need to click on your light curtain once the orb spawns, and then go and stand in the AoV that it does. Remember to cast the light curtain. Remember to click the light curtain before you actually go to the orb, because the AoE is going to one-shot you if you don't have reflect on. I think that we had all the healer slots filled, so that should not be a problem in any case. But then we can go towards the aura spheres that are what tanks and the DPS are going to be doing. The aura spheres are spawning northern and southern end of the hallway, not hallway, but arena, and they need to be tanked. They will need to be, the cast needs to be invulned even if they are killed before it goes off. So if you see a red marker above your head as a tank, you use your invuln. They are assigned in general so that the first northern orb should be tanked and invulned by Lowy. The second northern orb should be invulned by Mars. And the southern orbs should be first wave Zephyr, and second wave, I think... do we have a volunteer for that? Since I think that Androck is kind of... Well, Androck is not using the invuln, hopefully, on the actual tanking part. So Androck, you can still take the southern orb if you're okay with that. Southern 2. Yes. So please put in the Yell chat which orb you are taking, so that we know that everyone is aware which one is their assignment. So it should be Lowy, North 1, Mars, North 2, Zephyr, South 1, and Androck, South 2. Yes. Yes. Thank you. DPS, slime parties go and kill the northern aura sphere first, and golem parties the southern one, and after that kill the wards. And the wards can only be attacked from their open side. They have glowing shields on 2 sides of them. They will kill you very fast if you attack them on those sides, so please don't attack them if you see no... no, Mars, it was definitely you. As in Party C. Not Masek's. Yes, and names are like that. Sorry. Yeah. So attack the glowing attack only on the open sides and not the glowy sides. That is basically what you need to know from the last phase. I think that's about it, so we can do ready checks. If you have any questions, ask. Otherwise, let's see what happens. remember that food and potions work, and remember that you do need to pay attention to clicking off your Spellforge and Steel Sting, even if you are not a healer. Healers are just going to be fixing the situation afterwards, if needed. Yes, we are slime party, Andrea. And in general, because the bosses kind of need to die at the same time, slime parties, you can try to attack the ones that are on the left, and golem parties, the ones that are on right, but get ready to adjust when I call for you to do so, because we are probably going to be needing to adjust to keep them equal. So C, D, E, D, A, F is the only one missing. Okay. Okay, all parties are ready. That means that Unrock, you can start a countdown. And healers, we can start casting Spellforge and Steel Sting. We will start with 2 raid wides, so you can kind of pre-shield if you want. Don't target the bosses until we start, but we can stand close to them. And keep the heal tanks alive, because they are taking a bit of damage, because they have 4 bosses on them at the moment. This is the first raid wide. And this is the second raid wide, which didn't happen. Alright. Take the warrior to the edge. And knight to the center. We are going to need Spellforge, click off Steel Sting. We are going to need the purple, click off the yellow. Give purple to people who need it in your party. Okay. It's going to be the bomb mechanic first. So keep an eye on your debuff situation. We are going to get knocked back from the center. Get knocked back to small bomb, big bomb if you have a debuff. Get knocked to small bomb, big bomb if you have a debuff. Towards A side. If you drop down first, go where a bomb just exploded. And back to the bosses. Remember to dispel. This is the boost cast that needs to be dispelled. And raid wide. A bit more love on the knights to keep them equal. Next it's going to be the wind and gravity puddles. So debuff to wind, no debuff to gravity. Debuff to green, no debuff to purple. And use your sprint. We need to get far away from the boss on C side. Far away on C side. Be on C side. And the boss is going to be needing dispel now. Dispel please. Shield. Shield as much as you can. Okay. Tank faster. And attack the warrior more. The warrior is higher now, so attack him more. And we need Spellforge still. We still need Spellforge. We are going to get another round of the bombs now. Be on the edge. We are going to pre-position on the edge. Pre-position on the edge, go to small bomb, big bomb if you have a debuff, all the way to the edge. All the way to the edge. And stop attacking the warrior, stop attacking the warrior. We need to kill the knight now. It's a bit too high, but it's... Focus on the knight. focus on the knight. All focus on the knight. Dispel the warrior though. Dispel the warrior. But kill. Okay, they're both dead. No need for Spellforge and Steel Sting anymore. Soldier to the edge. We are going to see the gunner and turret mechanic first. Fire orbs are spawning. Do not worry about them yet. We are first going to go to the safe spot and then we are turning the open spot to center. Safe spot is on north on A. Go to A. Turn your open spot to the center of the arena. Open spot to the center. Open spot to the middle. Steel to the middle. And now to the side. Open spot to the side. And here we go. Separate them. Tank passer. Go on. Okay. Right, white. Next is going to be the ads, so get ready to deal with those, save whatever burst you have. Stop attacking the gunner for a moment. Attack the turrets, burst down the turrets. And tanks, get ready to invuln the sniper shot if needed. Invuln. And raid white. And kill the other turret before it explodes. And focus soldier a bit more, but they are not too far. Stop attacking, stop moving. Do not turn your camera. This is a pyrrhic. Wait for the red debuff to go off. You can return to action now. Some jumpy clones. Okay. Going to go north. We are going to go north. Open spot to the center. Open spot to the center. And then to the side. And focus on the gunner first and kill them. This is the raid white. Healers, get ready to go to the reflex spots after this, but kill this one first. Alright, everyone healers to the reflex spots. Slime parties north, golem parties south. Remember, do not attack them on the Chloe side. Do not attack boss on the Chloe side. Do not stand on the spiritual spheres if you're not a healer with reflect on. I'm taking the other one. Do not attack the wards on Chloe side, only on the open side. Stop attacking them. They are adjusting, the shields can move. Healers, go back to your spots because they are going to be. There's going to be another round of reflected orbs. Healers reflect the orbs. Kill the aura spheres again. Kill the aura spheres. And finally kill the last ward. Healers LB3 if you have any dead. Healers LB3, but yeah, good luck. Okay, that was a bit interesting. But yes, we have one dead person, so healers, if you can try to raise one at a time. Alright. Yeah. Alright. Let's go forward. Again, if you died and you have any re-raises left, please use them. And when you run out, please tell your party leader so. We are now going to do the ghost, and after that we are going to have a small break.
And you.
Yes, and Koharu, you can take over.
Right, Bojan Phantom. This is another trade fight, so we won't be too worried about the enrage timer for this one. But I'm definitely gonna go into ad phase for this one. First of all, a general notice, at this point we are switching from thrice congruent to twice congruent, so if you fail 2 mechanics now, you will be dying instead of 3. Alright, otherwise, Bojan Phantom. First up, we're gonna be doing, following a donut going from the north to the south. You cannot, unlike in normal mode, cheese this one, so you need to actually follow it. These donuts are also moving quite a bit faster than normal, so just focus on following them. We will then be doing a bit more dodging. I will be calling that out as it happens because it isn't too difficult. Before we transition... Sorry about that, before we transition into the ad phase. For the ad phase, the boss will dash into the middle and become untargetable and start casting an enrage. And there will be ghosts spawning around the arena. These ghosts come in two varieties. One is the red ghost, which needs to be killed by the DPS. So you just DPS do your thing, kill enemy, make it dead. But there is also a white ghost. The white ghost is the exact opposite. It needs to be healed to full. For this, we are using a tiny bit of cheese, let's call it that, because these ghosts can be benedictioned by a white mage, which will instantly kill them off, or like finish them off. We will be defining a order for these benedictions, so if party leaders could please mark their white mages with number markers from A onwards. We have 3, 4, 5 white mages, if I'm seeing this correctly, so we need to heal 1 manually, but that should be fine. Yeah, so it should be like Sana and Clyde 1 and 2, June should be 3, Solid should be 4, and Black should be 5. Just noticed I'm also a party leader. Alright, yeah, these ghosts will spawn in 3 sets in total. So the first set will contain 1 white ghost, which will be healed by Sana. The second set will contain 2 white ghosts, which will Clyde will first pick one and benediction it, and then June will pick the second one and benediction that one. And in the third set, we will be getting 3 ghosts. For this, Solid will pick one, benediction it, then Black will pick the second one and benediction it, and then the healers just manually heal the third one. It doesn't take too much, so it isn't too dramatic, and yes, only the actual heal part counts. But it isn't too troublesome in general. Yeah, after the last ghost has died, remember the DPS need to kill the red ghosts. The boss in the middle becomes targetable and will still be casting in his enrage, but his enrage is an interruptible cast, so any player, as soon as a boss becomes targetable, should immediately try to interrupt the boss. You can do so as a tank with interject or as a physical fist range with head grace. And afterwards, honestly, I don't even know what comes afterwards. If we have much more mechanics afterwards, I'm gonna have to rely on you, Titch.
Mm-hmm.
That is
You
rare
assume
that we
that
see
I
that
have
much.
seen those things.
What is next? Tank hold north, banish skill.
That should be about it. I
Right,
think.
next up should be a knockback towards the donut. Yeah, I just checked and what is next. But we should be fine. We should kill before that. Our DPS isn't that bad. Ready checks. If I remember correctly, it was that there is a ghost spawning on the southern side and you need to stand very close to it and get knocked into the donut.
So while this is going, I'm actually going to
Something
give
like
that
that.
2-minute speech about how much I love Miasma 3. Okay,
We
so
have
Miasma 3 is one of those game
ADDF.
mechanics where like
Just
every
waiting on
part
B.
of it, you have to read every part of it. Where unlike Super Chats, you just have to read like 2 clones usually, you know. So you just have to see like 2 swords, maybe 3. You have to look at almost every part of it. But there's still like some really cool tricks to actually read it ahead of time.
Every tank, please
For
double check that
example,
you have
a
turned
lot of the
off your tank
time,
stand.
you can
Only
actually
Android
know
should
ahead
be
of
having
time
their tank stands
whether
on
you
by
need to go
now.
to the north wall or the south wall.
Wait, we have a
If you
six
see
white mage.
the,
Hey,
you want to look at like the
that is
patterns,
great.
and you either look
Right,
for
all parties are
a
ready. Android on
set
your mark.
of donuts and circles next to each other, or
Arena, you're just gonna heal the last white ghost in the last set.
like God, what is it? It's circles and lines next to each other. And if it's donuts and lines, or donuts and circles, then you want to get knocked back away from the wall. And if not,
Right.
then you want to get knocked
There's
back
one
towards the wall.
Great white here.
It's such a cool mechanic. There's really nothing like it in like
Before
how
we move to either
much
A
skill you
or
need
D,
to be able
you
to
can go
properly,
gambling if you want to and already
like,
bet on
read
which
it.
position it will be,
I
but you
really,
will have
really
to move
love
to
the
the
mechanic so
right
much.
regardless.
Um,
We will be
and
going
there's
to D.
really not
It is D
good
side.
resources on how to call it. Probably because you
Get
never
onto
see
the
it
D
ever.
marker.
But like
And then once you don't have spawns,
even
we're
back,
gonna
like
follow it down.
the only place I found that
You will
has good
move up
resources, and
to the
ironically, is
number
Lego
marker and
Suckers.
stop
That
on
has
the
a really
4
good
marker. It
explanation
is
that
safe
taught
there.
me how to read it, and awakened
Follow
the
the
joy
donut.
and beauty of Miasma 3.
Slow and
Really
steady.
opened my eyes to it. I remember Eric asked
Stop on
me
4,
how I
stop on the
knew so
marker.
far ahead of time, and I
And
forgot
move
to
over
send
to 3.
replies, so
Move
it was
to 3,
actually going to
move
end
to
up
3.
in one of Eric's videos, but I was dumb and forgot to hit enter
And
on my
then we
reply.
stay on 3
But
actually.
yeah, it's a really,
For
really, really
convenience.
cool mechanic. I love it so much. I wish we actually got to see it. Like, that's the worst
Next up,
part.
we're
You
gonna
just
wait
never
for
see
3
it.
hit
And if you
on
did,
the
people
4
would
lane
really, really love it, I
before we
think.
move over to the
But
4
you
lane,
just never
and
do.
then we wait there for 3 hits and do the same.
Okay, that's my speech on why I love Miasma 3. Please,
Gonna be counting them down.
you should learn to read it. It's a really, really
3,
fun mechanic to
2,
read.
1. Move over to 4. Move to 4. Move to 4. And then 3, 2, 1. Move over to 3. Move to 3. And actually, we don't get that. Nice. Right, please don't run ahead. There is traps up ahead. There is traps up ahead. Considering I have perception myself, I'm gonna take care of that. Please do not run ahead, especially in this part. It is very easy to run into traps here. There's one in the room, one in the hallway, and more downstairs. If you don't see any of the traps, please just stand still, inform your party leader, and we will help you through. It is a known bug that they sometimes don't appear properly.
So we are going to do a
Yes.
5-minute break in a moment, so no rush to get to the next boss.
There is one more trap in the hallway downstairs and 3 in the upcoming room. There's 1, 2, and 3. Alright, just move around the traps, do not touch any of them, especially not the funny pink ones. I know pink is a funny color, but we do not touch those, otherwise we are in trouble. And yeah, as Chet just said, we are gonna do a 5-minute break, so you should be back by 57, 58 at least. Alright, Pinkelpause. We have at least 2, so we could probably pop 1 if you really want to. I don't know how many you have. Or how many re-rays we have.
Yeah, so break till 59. So 5 minutes. Try to come back at that point. Alright. It is now the end of the break time, so you can do ready checks in all the parties. We are mainly checking if everyone who is new is back on the break for the explanations. Okay, so A is here, C, D, E, F. And no, we don't really have use for the A and C markers for this one, since the B and D are the ones that we need. Yeah. Yeah. you can put them down if it makes it easier. Yeah, party B is here. All the parties are here, so let's start with the Trinity Avowed explanations. First of all the parties should now have one tank at least who has lost Ada Shield. So if you have 2 tanks in your party, have a discussion if it's going to be one of you or both of you who are going to be equipping it. If you have 2 new tanks, I would suggest that you both equip it, just for the safety's sake and to get the muscle memory point. Since it doesn't really matter if you are both overriding each other, it's perfectly fine. If you have one experienced tank who wants to start with Blood Rage, you can do that, but be ready to back up if needed. So please have this discussion now in all of the parties. Yeah. Now, for the actual mechanics of this fight, the hard-hitting raid fight that we are going to use the Ada Shield for is called Glory of Bosia. We will see it very close at the start of the fight and then after each of the weapons, so just be ready. I will call it out, but be ready to click it at that point. We will start the fight with a tank buster, which is shared, so all the tanks can use some mitigation and go stand in front of the boss. This shared tank buster happens multiple times during the fight if we see the bow phases, so just get ready to use mitigation if you are going to go to the front of the boss, and do go to the front of the boss if you're a tank when that happens. After the first tank buster, we will see the first raid fight, and then we will do some basic dodging. We will go away, we will go behind and in front of the boss in random order. This random order tells us what order we are going to see the weapon phases in. I will explain them in one order, but they can happen in different order during the fight because it is just random. So the major mechanic that repeats through all of the weapon phases is the temperature and brand. So at the start of all of the weapon phases, the boss is going to give you a temperature, which can be anything from -2 or too cold to +2 or too hot. Then during the mechanic, you will need to get your temperature back to 0 or neutral. So if you start with -2, you will need to get hit by +2 for the total to be 0 when the mechanic resolves, and so on. You can look at the DRS chat, and the first image in the bot message shows what those debuffs are going to look like on your debuff bar. The temperature is also going to be showing above your head, but it's better to look at the debuff bar because when you later on get the brand, that one is nowhere else. It's not going to show above your head, so it's easier to just get used to looking at what your debuffs are saying from the start. Now, for the sword phase, that is the image where Helios posted also a sword phase in 3 steps guide. The boss is going to make 3 clones of herself, and she and all of those clones are going to cleave around half of the arena. the side where the sword is glowing on. There is one safe square, either 1, 2, 3, or 4, which no clone is cleaving, and I will call that out. You will first need to go to the safe spot, but since you have a temperature that you need to neutralize, you will then need to move one square to a cardinal direction that will get cleaved by the sword that has opposite temperature to what you have. So that you will get hit by only that one sword. After that, the clones will adjust. There is going to be a new safe spot, and if you already resolved your temperature, you will stay at the safe spot. But if you didn't, you can try again. If you don't manage it for the second time, unfortunately, you're going to be dead. For the bow phase, there is going to be a big firewall spawning either on B or D side, so yellow or purple, and we will get forced march. Stay at the center of the arena, or the middle column, and do not use sprint, just point your forced march towards the safe side, which I will call out. After we get to the safe side, there are going to be 4 arrows spawning on the other side of the firewall, each of which has a temperature. So you will need to get hit by the one arrow that is opposite to what your temperature is. The arrows will start moving, and they will turn at every intersection, either to left or right. And the path of the arrows does not light up, so you will need to manually trace the path either by your finger, your eyes, your cursor, whatever works for you. In the DRS chat, there is the second image in the bot message is an example of what kind of paths the arrows can take, but it's only an example, and they will spawn at random spots on the other side of the firewall. For the staff phase, there are going to be 4 meteors in 4 corners of the arena, and they will all have a temperature. Again, we will get a forced march, and again we will start by standing in the center of the arena. We will only need to point the forced march towards the meteor you need to get hit by, and it will automatically resolve for us. Do not try to raise anyone during the staff phase, because there is no safe spot to get raised to. They will die if they are raised once you have the temperature for that mechanic. And in general, stop attacking if you need to point your forced march in the correct direction. Wiggle around a bit for the AFK kick time. After we see this first rotation of the weapon phases, we will see them again, but this time around we will have a second debuff on us called the brand. Again, look at the DRS chat for what the brand looks like. It's very close to the temperature, and they will show up right next to each other on your debuff bar, but not above your heads. You will again need to neutralize both your temperature and brand, or alternatively you can think about it making them the opposites of each other. So if at the end of the mechanic your temperature is +2 and your brand is -2, they basically counter each other out, and the result is that you are going to be back to neutral and you are safe. During some of the phases, such as the bow and the sword phase, your brand and temperature can also cancel each other out. So from the start, so if your temperature is +1 and brand is -1 from the start, you are already neutral, and you can always stay at the safe spot for the swords and follow the path of the one square with no arrow on bow. You might also need to get hit twice, for example during the sword phase. So if you have a +3 temperature and brand together, you know that you need to get hit twice to neutralize that. Now, for the weapons phases, what mechanics they have. The sword is exactly the same as the first time around. Bow phase, we don't get a forced march to go to the safe side of the firewall. Instead, we will dodge some close shooting line AoEs and then sprint to the safe side manually. And then we will get the forced march during the ladder game when the arrows start moving. To solve that, first check your temperature and brand and figure out what you need to get hit by. Then find that arrow on the other side of the firewall and follow its path. And position yourself so that your forced march takes you to the square that the arrow is going to hit. The forced march is always 2 squares if you're not using sprint, so do not use sprint. Don't crit during this mechanic, it's far too easy to turn your character towards the death wall and get hit get marched to a spot you didn't want to get to. For the second staff phase, again, we don't have a forced march. Instead, we will manually need to dodge close shooting line AoEs and go to the meteors we need. Only one square inside the meteor is going to be safe, so either look at the clones yourself to see which one it is, but if you see that people are jumping on a specific square inside a meteor, that is probably the safe one and they are trying to tell you that. I know that this is a lot to take in, so focus on mechanics and try to get the practice in now. We will try to raise people during the combat, but not during the staff phase. And finally, we have the excellencies marked, so Grandma Kulik is the physical one and Helios is the magical one, if you want to mimic. And remember to use your actions, so feel free to use your Cure 4 to help healing, but also give out the buff, and remember to click on your dervish. And of course friends. I think that's about it. We can do ready checks in all of the parties. And again, if you're a tank, please check that only Androck has the stance on. No one else should have it on, but I think that since we already did the ghosty, it's going to be fine. Okay, so AC, ABC, F is ready. Yes, so we are waiting for D and E to see if they are back. Yeah, I see. I think that they might be in the other voice chat, so just mentioning that. Yes. Perfect. All parties are ready. That means that Unrock, you can start the countdown. And as a reminder that food works, potions work. Food especially is a very nice thing to use here if you have any, since it helps with your survivability and gives us a bit more oomph to the DPS. And as a reminder that we are going to start with the tank buster. So tanks, you can already go to the front of the boss, and when it's starting to cast the tank buster, use some mitigations. So use some mitigations now. Now we are going to do some dodging. Oh, right first, A the shield. A the shield and mitigate. Use your Cure Force to help with the healing. And be in front of the boss. We are already in front of the boss, so stay south. Okay. Be behind the boss. We need to go north. Everyone go north. And finally we can go away from the boss if we are ranged, since that's the last one. Melee can breathe a bit, so Melee get out of the range now. We will start with the staff phase. Staff, sword, bow. So stay in the middle, check what your temperature is and figure out what you need to get hit by. Stay in the middle and just point your forced march towards the meteor that you need. That is the opposite of your temperature. Meteors are spawning now. Point your Force march towards the meteor. Stay at the center and point it towards the meteor. Okay, stay in front of the boss, be in front of the boss, raid wide, Aether Shield and mitigate. The boss is going to disappear in a moment, but first it's going to do the cleave, so stay in front of it. Save some burst, whatever you have at the moment, since it's going to disappear. Check your temperature. Dig out what you need to get hit by. The one safe spot is going to be on 2. Safe spot is on 2. Take one step away from 2 on cardinal direction. Do not be on 4. 4 is death. 4 is death. Second safe spot is on 3. Second safe spot is on 3. Alright. Raid wide, Aether Shield and mitigate. And use your... remember to use your DPS actions. The lost actions that you have, that is. Be behind the boss, be behind the boss. On south. This is the first bow phase. So, tanks, you can go to the front for the tank buster, which is going to happen in a moment. Everyone else, check out your quick march now. Use mitigations on the front if you're there. We are going to use the quick march to go towards either Bravo or Delta, so let's see where it is. We will go to D, we will go to the purple side. Point your quick march to the purple side. If someone races and on the firewall, you might be able to rescue them. But check your temperature. Figure out what you need to get hit by. The arrows are spawning on the other side now. Follow their path manually. And go where the arrow is going to hit. Do not raise the people on the firewall until they disappears. You can raise them now. Okay. Raid wide, Aether Shield and mitigate. Use Cure 4 to help healing if needed. Get away from the melee range. This is the second staff phase. Do not be in the melee. Get out of the melee range. Do not raise anyone now. No more raising. Since there is not going to be a safe spot. You have a temperature now. And now you have a brand. Figure out what one meteor is going to make them equal. That is the one that you need to go to. It is going to be the outer corners, the furthest outer corners that are safe. Furthest outer corners that are safe inside the meteor. Okay. It is safe to race again. Raid wide, Aether Shield and mitigate. Remember to use dervishes, cure force, whatever you have. Be in front of the boss, be in front of the boss. You're going to see the second second sword phase. And the boss is going to disappear in a moment, so do not use any kind of burst right now. You have a temperature. You are going to get a brand now. Remember that you might need to get hit twice. Figure out what you need to get hit by. The first safe spot is on 4. First safe spot is on 4. take only one step to a cardinal direction from mid. Do not be on 2, do not be on 2. The second safe spot is on 2, second safe spot is on 2. And back to the boss. Healers, if you have multiple dead people, feel free to use the LB3, but everyone else, we are going to get raid white. So, Aether Shield and mitigate. Your 4 heal casters heal if your healers are stun locked by the LB3. Everyone else burst it down now, since we don't want to see this last one. Be behind the boss, be behind the boss. Everyone get behind the boss. Okay, good work, and we have everyone up. Do not run ahead again. There is a special thing here for anyone who is new. Koharu, can you mark yourself? Since you're Koharu can't mark himself since he's going back.
Koharu has marked himself.
Yes, if you can go back and follow Koharu, if you are new especially, to see what those pink traps are for. Be extra careful not to touch any traps that Koharu is not touching first. I'm putting a lot of pressure on you to keep people alive.
I mean, after calling to Basic, I don't know if that is a lot of pressure to expect people to not touch the orange.
Yeah. Okay.
Right, you can get closer to the trap. If you want to take it, get very close. You almost touching it. There is no queuing system, it will just explode. And 3, 2, 1. Alright, we are now small. We are gonna go run up ahead to the jump pad and jump across. And our goal is, now that we are small, we can jump through the grates up ahead and open a secret pathway that is not accessible in normal mode. Also, fun fact, if you are a Lalafell, you may now look down on your Viera companions and tell them they are small and insignificant. Because for some reason, in this specific instance, Lalafells are the tallest race once they are minified.
And now that the gate is opening, everyone else, there is going to be traps right after you zone in, so do not run blindly. Stop once you zone in until you see the traps and avoid them. And people who are minied, be extra careful, because once your mini ends, it might take you by surprise how fast you are moving. Yeah, avoid the traps, that's a very nasty trap, so avoid all of the traps, be careful. I see a trap went off. Okay, there is still one more trap ahead, so do not go ahead. I think that everyone raced though, so that's at least something. Yeah.
Is one of them quickly? Is one of them?
Yeah, done.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, so yeah, that's kind of the problem with this, that if you are taking a trap and if you are running blindly, you are going to kill multiple people with you. So it's not going to be only you dying. So that's kind of why we are being a bit reminding you about it quite often. But yes, everyone is now up. So Koharu, did you want to take this one as well, or?
I can.
Yeah.
Unless you crave the.
No, feel free. Like you said, you wanted to do the dash. I wasn't sure if this was included.
Yep. Right. Then welcome to Steve, because nobody can say Sticky Moloch Lord apparently. He's called Steve. Steve himself is not the problem in this fight. The actual problem is his ad phase, because his ad phase actually requires a lot more mechanics than he himself. He himself is basically just a bunch of AoEs and a tank buster that does nothing, or next to nothing. So yeah, the main part we will be explaining here is the ad phase. First of all, we will need a bunch of tanks. If every tank available could please come over to the right towards the jumping Lalafell. And considering we have plenty of tanks, I will just assign people as the... Yeah, that is marked. Alright, Just give me 1 second to mark people. Middle buffer will be 1. Merch, you're also gonna be main tank unless you really don't want to. So it's gonna be 2. I'm missing the 3 tank at the moment, so I'm gonna designate. And Rook is gonna be 3 tank. That way we also have them as a backup, and I myself am gonna be the 4 tank. Alright, the 4 assigned tanks with a number marker over their head are gonna be the kiting tanks. Our job will be to take one of the 4 ads that spawns during the ad phase and kite it around the arena. I'm gonna go into more details in a moment. We also need 4 more trapper tanks. The trapper tanks will start on the number marker that is according to their assignment on the outer ring of the arena and be running around in a circle with an invuln in a moment. For the trapper tanks, can I have Mari take 1 to 2, Emilia take 2 to 3, Zephyr take 3 to 4, and Nina take 4 to 1. Please put in the chat if you understood your directions, like the other 3 have done. I was going to explain quickly what you exactly are doing in a moment. But yeah, that would be it for the assignments in terms of tanks. Androck, I'm gonna rely on you to just be a backup in case something goes wrong. That's why I gave you 3 as well. Alright, then we go over to the actual fight explanations. We start the fight by just engaging Steve normally. For this one, you don't actually want to pop your 2 minutes or your cooldowns. You just want to hit him with your basic rotation. You want to save your burst for the ad phase that starts at 70%. We're just gonna see some light mechanics from Steve in the beginning. It's a tank buster and a knockback with an AoE. For the knockback, just make sure you have your arm's length or sure cost available and know where it is. We will need it shortly into the fight. And then we get into the ad phase. The ad phase consists of the boss jumping to the middle and becoming untargetable, and the entire arena, save 2 areas, will turn into a purple instant skill sludge. These 2 safe areas are the 2 rings you can see up in the arena. I'm currently running on the outer ring, and there's 1 more ring in the inner side. I'm not going to go there because that will trigger the boss. These rings are the only safe spots and the only spaces where you ever want to go. Once the ad phase starts, all DPS will go to the 3 marker, or like not to the 3 marker itself, but to the safe area on the 3 marker where Chicha and I are currently running standing. Your job will be to take the ads as they get kited towards 3 and kill each ad as it comes, and otherwise just stay alive and avoid mechanics. The tanks, those tanks that have been assigned either as a kiting tank or as a trapping tank, your job will be to go to the number marker, both the kiting and the trapping tanks. The kiting tanks will turn on their tank stands, if they haven't already done so, and grab the ad that is facing their direction. The ad will spawn around Steve, facing the 4 cardinal directions. You will grab your ad and slowly, once it has reached close to you, start kiting it around the arena in a clockwise fashion. The point is that these ads, while moving slowly, will, whenever they auto-attack you, apply a twice common debuff. So if an ad hits you twice, you are straight up dead, and that is obviously not good. Hence, you are kiting them. The ads will also gain a massive speed boost if they ever get too close to another ad or get too close to the middle, which is basically a death sentence for you. Hence, you also need to make sure to have proper spacing and not kite them too quickly through the middle, for example. Kiting tanks will start on their number markers, drag their ad out, and kite them, let's say, 1/4 of the arena. And at that point, something called entrapment will happen. Entrapment is the means that the outer edge of the arena or the outer ring will be marked with a yellow question mark indicator, except the 4 cardinal safe spots, like the spots where it's a bit wider. Everybody needs to be in one of those safe spots, including the kiting tanks. And once the yellow AoEs go away, in each of the 4 quadrants of the outer circle, there will be 1 trap deployed. That is where the trapper tanks come in. Each trapper tank will then pop sprint and their immunity and start sprinting in the direction indicated. So for example, Emilia will stand on 2, pop their invuln, pop their sprint, and start sprinting towards 3. Once you've popped your trap, you are basically done with your job and can go about killing ads and stuff. Healers, keep a special eye out for the kiting tanks. It may be that they run into a poison trap and need an Esuna, otherwise it will be rather painful. Healers is also a good point, because healers have their own special job. Healers, unlike DPS and tanks, will not be in the outer circle, but taking the inner circle. The inner circle has 2 special, or rather has 2 mechanics. One is a fire orb and one is a earth orb. Both spawn sporadically. The fire orb works exactly as the reflect orbs during the Queen's Guard fight. So you go near it, pop a light curtain, and explode it, or reflect it to death. And the earth orbs will spawn with a strong stone skin on them. The stone skin can be dispelled with dispel, so if you can get a couple people confirming that they still have dispel equipped in chat. Once you've dispelled the stone skin, you can just hit them with any spell and they will basically instantly die to that. That is your main job as a healer. There's also a few more mechanics that affect both rings equally. The first is the suck or pull mechanic, let's call it that. The boss will apply 1 of 2 debuffs to you. You can see the debuffs in the DRS run chat. It's either going to be the boss slurping a bunch of noodles or somebody getting pushed away or knocked back. Depending on the debuff, when the boss resolves that debuff, you will either have to stand on a outer notch of a circle, that is both for the healer circle and as well as for the outer circle. So if you see the noodle debuff on yourself, you want to be standing in an outer alcove, and if you see the pushing knockback effect, you want to be in the inner alcove to resolve these. Otherwise, you will get pushed or pulled into the sludge on the side and die to it. The other mechanic is that the boss will cast a lightning AoE around the arena. That lightning AoE will mean you will have to stand in any alcove to be safe. That is also relevant for both circles. And afterwards, a bunch of lightning AoEs will drop under random people with an orange AoE indicator, so dodge the orange. After we've killed all 4 ads, that will basically be most of the fight. We will have to kill Steve afterwards. He will become targetable again and the arena will be cleared from the purple sludge. Steve has a few more things, but those aren't that dramatic and I will explain those as they come. That should be all of it. We can do ready checks. So again, DPS go to 3, kill ads as they come. Kiting and trapping tanks go to their number markers. The trapper tank just waits on their marker. The kiting tank kites clockwise. For the push-pull, again, you want to be, if the boss is sucking you in, which is the slurping noodle debuff, you want to stand where Cheche and I are currently, in one of these outer alcoves. And if you're getting pushed back, you want to be in the inner alcove, because you get pushed away from the boss. Or as Helios wrote it in chat. If you haven't been assigned any specific task like kiting or trapping, you are just a DPS for the sake. These smaller thieves don't have a specific name, I think. At least I've never heard any. That means we have A, C, D, F. We are waiting on E and B. If there's any more questions, feel free to ask them. This is a bit of a complicated fight, relatively far in, at least the ad phases. So it is understandable that people are getting tired. Right, all parties are ready. Mert, do you have your own pull macro or do you need somebody to trigger it for you? Mert will be the main tank for this fight. Mertlova? Mertwola, sorry. Yeah, Androck, you can pop a pull macro for them then. Yeah, pulling in 10, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we are starting with a solo tank buster, so just leave the tank alone in the front. And you want to find your anti-knockback, you want to pop your anti-knockback, pop your anti-knockback. And then get to your spots, get to your assigned spots. Kiting tanks to their positions. Turn on your tank stance if you're a kiting tank. And start kiting the minnows around. And Prepman, get into any of these safe alcoves. Get into any of these safe alcoves. Trapper tanks, pop sprint, pop your invuln, and start running across the arena. One tank is dead. Could we... Oh god. Anybody try to... Maria, try to catch the rogue thing, please. Or anybody, please. Right, tanks, please try to take over.
Can you get into any alcove? Any alcoves?
Get into any alcove. Yeah, sorry about that.
No, healers keep dealing with the orbs. Koharuya, you keep that one up. Keep
Yep.
hiding it. There are only a couple of them, more of them left.
Kill
So-
the... Yep, minus the last one. Sorry about that, that
Yeah.
was a bit unfortunate.
Fine.
You can ignore this debuff that is about to be deployed to you. It will not resolve in
into-
time.
Get into alcoves, any alcoves now. And try to kill the ads. Be ready just in case to resolve the debuff, so go in the alcove that resolves the debuff. Go into alcove that resolves the debuff now. So, outer alcove. Just follow the ads and kill them around. Kill them as soon as you can. Get into any alcove now. Okay, one more left. One more earth orb that needs to be dispelled.
One more
And-
fire up, get
oh.
away from the fire up.
Yeah. Okay. Get any of the tanks pick up the boss from Helios. Helios should not be tanking. Androck has it, so Androck is putting it to the center.
Can take over now.
Take them,
Bring
yeah.
these lightning areas to the edge of the arena. Bring them to the edge of the arena. And get out of them. Get out of them. You want to get out of the range of the boss. Get away from him. Get away from him. Max casting range is safe. Get away. And then get back to the center. There will be 2 more sets of the lightning areas that you have to drop on the edge of the arena. Bring them to the edge. If you don't have a lightning area, get back to the center. Second set, we are baiting a proximity area to the center. So get away from the center, get away. Get away from the center. And then get back to the center and dodge the AoEs. Gonna be 1, 2, and 3. And then there is a tank buster on Androck, so leave Androck alone, please. This is going to be followed up by the knockback, so pop your anti-knockback about now. Pop it, pop your anti-knockback. And get back and dodge these 3 cleaves. Maybe 1, 2, 3. And now we are looping the mechanics until he's dead. So next up is going to be another raid wight. Please mind your tank stances. Android has got this. It's going to be a raid wight. Followed by 1 set of lightning puddles. Bring the lightning puddles to the edge. If you get them, bring these lightning puddles to the edge. Get all the 3 lightning puddles, and then get to max casting range, get to max casting range, get out of the melee, get out of there, get to max casting range. And get back in. We're gonna bait another 2 sets of puddles. That's gonna be 1 set. And we got that.
Alright, since we have
sorry about that.
Since we have lots of dead people now, healers, especially if you're a new healer, start raising people. Be extra careful not to use, not to raise on same people. And I think that all the healers have been raised at least, so everyone on that side is up. Try to try to get as many people up as we can, and maybe focus on the newbies. If we run out of re-raisers at this fight, we will, but we are going to be picking up as many people as we can. And as Helios already put into the chat, mark yourself if you are new and you are still on the floor.
Wouldn't writing a pad also help though? Just to reset the time, I mean.
Yes, type something if you are. There is still at least 1 newbie on the side that is dead. There are a couple of newbies on the side, so please, I'm sorry, but right now, stop raising Flora and Gildor, and go and ERP and go and raise the marked people because they are new. If I need to leave some people behind, it's going to be the ones who are actually veterans. I'm sorry for that, but.
I'm also sorry that I panicked when my re-raiser popped, so I didn't pop a new one.
That happens. That was a bit unlucky and chaotic. Minotaur ad.
Yeah, no, I picked up an ad after I got rest, and then I just ran, and I got hit by 2 more, which is unfortunate, and I'm sorry for that.
Yeah. And that's good, Black. If needed, we are going to be using them here. It's going to make it very interesting. We probably have to hold a bit on the Queen to get the LB3 up on that, but yes. Let's try to get everyone out of this.
I'm immune to a rise.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so still one person who is kind of. Okay, so did we get everyone up? Okay. If you still have any of the re-raisers left, now use them. We will try to give people some at the last boss, so right now. But we will first go there now. That was very good recovery. Thank you very much for doing so much work on getting it recovered and sorted so we didn't actually wipe.
Okay, so what's confused me there, and I think I picked up my ad too late, but they spawned clockwise, so I got 1 hit right off the bat when I ran past it clockwise. That's normal, or?
you are supposed to pick it up, and then when it is like not quite in your melee range, you need to start moving. So I noticed that you
Oh,
moved
okay,
a bit too slow, so that's why you got
Yeah,
hit.
no, I also pulled it too slow, so that is
Yeah.
on me.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So, first of all, if you are totally out of re-raisers, go and stand on B. That means if you have nothing left, nothing at all. Can we also have Arise check in the parties? So any healer who has any Arises left, including equipped, can you tell your party leader, or can you put it in the yell chat actually, how many stacks you have and what you have? All right. Yeah. Okay, perfect. All right, so that is better than I expected. That means that we are probably going to be needing the healer LB at the end, but yeah. And okay. First of all, we are going to need 3 tanks for this one. They should be Gunbreakers and Paladins, but I also would prefer them to be the experienced ones for now, so that we actually get through this. So let's see what we have on that front. Unrock, can you be the 3rd one? Emilia, can you be the 1st one? And Koharu, can you be the 2nd? Oh, Koharu is actually on the other voice chat, so in that case,
Here.
Mari.
I'm not gonna bother for this one anymore.
Okay, so Koharu, can you be the second one then? Yes, thank you. That's the tanking sorted. So let's see if the bot messages are not there yet. The bot message is out now. The big mechanic that it shows is the debuffs for the super chess and in general how that mechanic kind of works. Now, first of all, we are going to need the 80 shields for this fight as well, and we are going to have all the parties with 1 tank at least with it. I hope that all the tanks who had it before still have it. If not, our party leaders can check that at least 1 in your party has it. Cure 4 casters, feel free to help out with the healing. It's very important that you use your Cure 4 regularly. Dervish as well, rend any actions as usual. Now, the first big mechanic in this fight is so-called easy chess or murder chess. The easy chess includes having a Northwain Glow, which is 3 yellow lines that spawn at the edges of the arena, and when they intersect, when they start growing and the spots they intersect at, that will have a large circle AoE. We need to dodge that circle AoE, and we also need to dodge some chess pieces that are moving on the sides. For that, I will try to call it out, but it is a bit hard to call, so follow the plus marker, or Helios, can you mark yourself as the secondary marker? Yes, plus or circle. We should be in a safe spot for that, so try to be at the safe spot. The safe spot might not be a whole square, it might be also the back end of a square or side, so be careful with that. After that, we are going to see the first tank buster. The tank buster has 2 hits, and after that there needs to be a swap. If there is no actual damage taken, so Paladin and Gunbreaker invulnerability, there is no doom either on the tanks, which there would be otherwise, so that is why we prefer Gunbreakers and Paladins. But the tanks kind of know what to do with that, just a normal tank swap for them. Now, the big mechanic of this fight is the super chess, and I will explain it the late night way. If you know any other way, feel free to do it that way and mute me if needed during that mechanic. So, at the start of the super chess, you are going to get 2 debuffs, each of which has dots on them. Look at the DRS chat and you can see what those debuffs are going to look like. They might have 2 dots, 3 dots, or 4 dots. And each dot is 1 square that you need to move during the mechanic. There will be 1 glowy safe spot, either on 1 or 4, and you need to end the mechanic in that spot. So for the reverse order way of solving this, we will start by going to the safe spot or looking at where the safe spot is. And then we need to check a longer debuff, the one that has a longer timer. And we need to take the amount of steps it says away from the safe spot. We need to either end up in a column A or D, depending on which is safe. Both might be safe, but I will call out only one of them. And after you are in the safe column, then you need to check what your shorter debuff says. So the one that has shorter duration. And then you move the amount of steps it says, and you end up in a safe line that might be 1, 2, middle, 3, or 4. There are multiple safe lines, and I will try to call out all of them. But just be aware that the middle one is the sender, so it doesn't go 1, 2, 3. It goes 1, 2, middle, 3, 4, because we don't have 5 waymarks. You can also move away from the safe column to resolve the short debuff in a safe line, so don't worry if your second movement takes you away from column A, for example. After that, we will wait till the chess pieces start moving, and we will walk back the number of steps of the short debuff back to column A, or column D, depending on whichever is the safe one. We will wait again, and when it is our turn, we will move back to the glowing safe spot. It doesn't matter if you die when you move that back to a glowing safe spot, you are still moving there, because if you calculated your steps wrong, you are going to die, no matter what you are doing. The super chess happens twice during the fight, so you have a second chance to do it. And yeah, move around a bit. And the next big mechanic is going to be that dispel with the light curtains. So for this, everyone should have 2 light curtains in your holster. Bring them to your hotbar now. It's a global cooldown skill, so don't try to weave it in. There are going to be lightning orbs spawning all over the arena, and they will one-shot everyone who is standing near them without reflect. Everyone needs to use a light curtain and stand next to the orb so that we kill it, and they will leave behind a safe dome that we need to be inside right after. If you have no light curtains, you need to stay far away from any of the lightning orbs, but you still need to get inside the safe dome. At the same time, the queen is going to have 4 buffs on her, and once you get inside the dome, they need to be dispelled as soon as possible, so healers, please say if you have dispel equipped, and spam the dispel during that part of the encounter once you are inside the safe dome, until you see that all 4 buffs are gone. And then we are also going to be seeing some Queen's Guard mechanics together with the Queen's mechanics. These include the turret mechanic, where we have the circle with 1 open spot. For that mechanic, the gunner is always going to be northwest of the map, so behind waymarks A and B at the moment. And you need to turn your open spot towards it, and then towards the turrets. But there is also going to be the North Swain Glow, and there are going to be those wind and gravity puddles at the same time, so they are overlapping. Just try to focus on one part at a time and follow the callouts. We are also going to get knocked back from the center to avoid the Queen's Cleave as well as the Knight's Cleave. That is going to be happening, so try to follow the markers, so plus and the circle for that when that happens, to get knocked back to the correct spot. And especially important here, we do need to also probably going to be baiting the knight when he's doing the 3-side cleave of him, and we need to be in or out, so be prepared to stack together. Try to kind of like stay stacked together when needed and when I call for you to do so. And save the healer, save the LB for the healers, because we are most likely going to need it. Alright. We can do ready checks. So if you have any questions, if anything is unclear, say so. And yes, we have marked people who have excellencies, if you are using mimics, now is a good time to use it on them. A reminder that food works, and potions work, and let's do our best. And if for some reason you still have re-raisers left in your holster, you can put them up on your hotbar as well and be ready to click them if you get raised by your previous one. A, B, C. Okay, so D is still. Okay, all parties are ready. So, Emilia, if you want, you can do the countdown. And if we for some reason get to the soft enrage, that is the point where all the tanks are using Aether Shield and all the healers are only focusing on healing. And Cure 4 is going to help with the healing as much as they can. You can tank towards the boss. This is the raid fight, Aether Shield and Mitigate. You can tank towards the group. It's not going to be bleeding. So we are going to see the easy chess first. Okay. You're going to go south. At the back end of 3, do not be on 4. Do not be on 4. Back end of 3. Okay. And stay where we are. Stay at the set. This is the tank buster, so invuln and 2 hits before swap. 1 hit and 2 hits, and the second tank takes over. Thank you. Raid White, Aether Shield and Mitigate. We need to use Cure 4 to help healing, and Dervishes and Trends and whatever you have. And now we are going to see the first super chess. The safe spot is going to be on 4. Safe column is A. Safe lines are 2, middle and 4. 2, middle and 4. A side, 2, middle and 4. 2, middle and 4. If you get raised, go back to the safe, run to the safe spot, No matter what you do, get to the safe spot. Okay. Use another eraser if you have any. Raid White, so Aether Shield and Mitigate. Use Cure 4 to help healing. Find your light curtains, but do not use them yet. There is a duty gauge on your screen, so we are using it once it hits 100. Use your light curtain. There is a lighting orb right at 3. We can stand on that one if we have light curtains. Be inside the dome, go inside the dome, and dispels have happened, so that's great. if your both healers die, put something, mark them down in that case. Okay, so this is going to be the turret mechanic, so remember that the gunner is behind B, it's where I'm jumping at the moment. So no need to go there, but you need to point your open spot to that place. But first we need to go dodge. We are going to the B side. Debuff to wind, no debuff to gravity. Open spot to northwest. Debuff to wind, no debuff to gravity. Open spot to northwest. Open spot to turret. Open spot to turret now. Use Cure 4 to help healing, and this is the second tank buster. Remember to use dervishes, Cure Force, whatever you have. Okay, now we are going to see the knockback version. So come to the center of the platform first, come to the center first, and we are going to get knocked back once the knight disappears. They are going to disappear in a moment, so don't use any burst. Okay. We are going to get knocked towards 4, and we are going to be in this small spot on the 4, on this small square where we are jumping. Small square. Okay. Great White, Aether Shield and Mitigate. And here, Cure 4 casters, use your Cure 4s to heal. Second super chess. The safe spot is on 1, safe column is A, safe lines are 1, 3 and 4. 1, 3 and 4. 1, 3 and 4 on A side. 1, 3 and 4 on A side. Middle is not safe. 1, 3 and 4 on A side. If you get a doom above your head, go take 1 step back. If you race, go to the safe spot after. Everyone go to the safe spot now, no matter what happens. Everyone come to the safe spot now. We are going to be stacking on 2 now. Tank buster. So 2 hits and then swap. So 1 hit. And 2 hit. And I think the Andro can keep this now. Okay. Stay together. Do not use hero LBs yet. We are going to be baiting. We are going to be inside the boss, inside the knight's hitbox, on where we are jumping on B side, and then dodge these lines. Dodge the lines, just a normal dodge. Find your light curtains and use them. There is one right behind the boss. Dispel. Try to burn the boss down and Great White, Aether Shield and Mitigate, reduce Cure Force to healing. And healers, LB3 now. LB3 now if needed. If you have any dead. Everyone else burst the boss down immediately as soon as we can, so we don't see the next mechanic. Cure 4 casters get ready to heal if needed. Whew, that was a bit intensive. We have one dead person on the. We have a couple of dead persons on the ground. So I think that those LB3s didn't go off. So anyone who has any races left, one at a time. I think that they are all new as well, so we cannot really try to prioritize on that. So please try to get everyone up, and if you are not, once you're done with the cutscene, don't stand on the corpses after that.
That was 17 first time I cleared.
Yeah. I am really hoping that we get enough Arise luck now. But okay, so anyone who is not rising, can you stand away from the corpses so that we can see if any healer has any arises left? So if you have any arises left, please go and try to get the people up. I think that Freya at least is new. Sana is not new, so please prioritize Freya. I'm sorry, Sana for that, but we are really this time ended up being a really kind of right. We can go back to the tree after everything is sorted to go and get a picture. Are we really lacking just one more person? Oh gosh. Yeah, this is horrible. I don't think that anyone has sacrifices or anything left, but if not, I'm so sorry, Sana. But yes. Well, we did what we could. That is the only thing we can do. Anyone who cleared, you can go to back and go and get yourself the screenshot. And after that, everyone who cleared, you can get your mount from the achievements tab. Thank you very much everyone for stretching so far. We really did so many good recovery efforts here today. It was awesome. I am. And yeah.
To be fair, the time requirement says 3 to 3.5 hours, and this was just past 3 hours, so should be within the realm of.
Yeah, usually the runs are quite a bit faster, but
17 new first timers though.
Yes, yes, and we have a kind of like we have practicing raid lead, and we have me who's being a bit rusty. So thank you everyone for coming, and thank you everyone for being very prepared. It was a great run with all of the ups and downs that can come with, and all the drama. I'm really sorry again for not being able to pick up absolutely everyone at the end, but we did really good. And have a nice weekend now. You are very welcome to come back, hopefully a bit faster run with less drama and less moments where I feel like I'm getting a heart attack, but yes.
Just need a little bit of cancelling after this. It's fine. It's good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You can all pick up your clear